What if the gap between the life you wanted and the life you're living isn't talent or luck, but the moment you stopped? Most people once chased something seriously. Then hesitation crept in, momentum faded, and life moved on. Successful people feel the same doubt as everyone else. The difference is their response. Over time, a few habits quietly compound into confidence, freedom, and control. Success looks different for everyone, but the path often follows the same principles. Here are 8 habits that make the difference. Number 8. They start their day with intention, not reaction. Many successful people share one unglamorous habit: they wake up earlier than most. Not because waking up early is magical, but because it creates uninterrupted time. Before emails arrive, before demands appear, before the world starts pulling at their attention. This time is often used for reflection, reading, exercise, or planning. The specific routine matters less than the intention behind it. It's about deciding who you want to be before the day decides for you. You don't need to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to benefit from this. But if your mornings are rushed, reactive, and chaotic, you begin every day behind. Shifting even 1 hour from late-night distractions to early morning focus can change how you think, work, and grow. Successful people don't find time. They create it, often by protecting their mornings. Number 7. They treat learning as a daily practice. High achievers read a lot. Not because it looks impressive, but because it works. Reading compresses decades of experience into hours. It allows you to learn from mistakes you haven't made yet. Books on psychology, business, philosophy, health, leadership, and self-development form a private mentorship with some of the sharpest minds in history. The information is already there. The question is whether you engage with it. Many executives and founders read dozens of books per year. That doesn't mean speed reading for status. It means consistently exposing the mind to new perspectives. If you're not learning regularly, you're likely repeating the same thinking patterns and expecting different results. Number 6. They understand the body fuels the mind. Energy is not just a mindset issue, it is deeply physical. Successful people understand that mental performance depends heavily on how well the body is treated. Focus, discipline, emotional control, and creativity are all influenced by movement, sleep, and physical health. A neglected body often leads to a restless mind, one that struggles with motivation, clarity, and consistency. Exercise is not about looking a certain way or chasing aesthetics. It is about sharpening the mind and stabilizing emotions. Regular movement improves blood flow to the brain, regulates stress hormones, and increases overall stamina. People who move consistently tend to think more clearly, react more calmly, and recover faster from setbacks. This doesn't require extreme routines or intense training plans. Walking daily, lifting weights a few times a week, stretching, or any form of regular movement is enough. What matters is consistency, not intensity. When the body functions better, energy levels rise. When energy improves, focus follows. And when focus improves, better decisions and better outcomes become far more likely. Number 5. They write their goals down and revisit them often. Many people have goals, but most keep them trapped in their heads. Successful people take the extra step of writing them down, and that step changes everything. Writing forces clarity. It turns vague desires into defined objectives. It reveals contradictions, unrealistic expectations, and missing steps that mental planning often hides. When goals stay in your head, they remain abstract and easy to ignore. On paper, they become concrete. You can break them into smaller actions, track progress, and adjust timelines realistically. Written goals create accountability, not to others, but to yourself. Research consistently shows that people who write their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Not because writing is magic, but because it makes action unavoidable. Successful people don't write goals once and forget them. They revisit them regularly, refine them as circumstances change, and align their daily behavior with long-term direction. Writing goals turns intention into structure, and structure into momentum. Number 4. They learn from people who are further ahead. Very few people build meaningful success entirely on their own. Behind almost every successful individual is guidance, sometimes obvious, sometimes invisible. Mentors shorten learning curves. They help you avoid mistakes that would otherwise cost years of trial and error. They provide perspective that only experience can offer. Mentorship comes in many forms. Some mentors are paid coaches who offer structured guidance and accountability. Others are informal relationships built on mutual respect, shared conversations, and value exchange. Both are powerful. What matters is access to someone who has already walked the path you're on. Many people hesitate to seek mentors because they believe they have nothing to offer in return. This is usually false. Experienced people often enjoy helping others because they remember how difficult the early stages were. Mentorship is not about taking, it's about learning, contributing where possible, and being open to feedback. Successful people actively place themselves in environments where learning from others becomes unavoidable. Number 3, they monitor their inner dialogue. Everyone talks to themselves, but not everyone listens to what they're saying. Successful people are far more aware of their internal dialogue. They understand that thoughts shape behavior, and behavior shapes results. Negative self-talk is rarely occasional. It is constant for most people, quietly undermining confidence and momentum. Doubt, fear, and self-criticism often operate in the background, influencing decisions without being questioned. Successful people challenge this pattern. Positive self-talk does not mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is easy. It means using language that supports progress rather than paralysis. Constructive inner dialogue encourages effort instead of avoidance. It frames mistakes as feedback, not personal failure. Changing this dialogue is not a one-time decision, it is a daily practice. Over time, repeated intentional thoughts reshape confidence, resilience, and risk tolerance. The way you speak to yourself determines what actions you're willing to take and how long you're willing to stay in the game. Number 2, they redefine failure. Successful people do not see failure as a final judgment, they see it as information. Every mistake carries data. Every setback offers insight. Every missed opportunity reveals something that can be adjusted. Failure only becomes permanent when effort stops. Those who succeed often fail more than anyone else, not because they are careless, but because they attempt more. Progress requires friction. Growth demands discomfort. Learning almost always involves missteps. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" successful people ask, "What can this teach me?" The destination does not change, but the route often does. When failure loses its emotional sting, persistence becomes easier. And when persistence becomes easier, success becomes inevitable. Number 1, they refuse to quit. This is the habit that underpins all the others. Successful people don't always move fast. They don't always move confidently, but they keep moving. Most competition disappears over time, not because others lack talent, but because they lose patience. Skills can be learned, confidence can be built, knowledge can be acquired, but quitting ends all of it instantly. The simplest advantage you can gain is endurance. Outlast the doubt, outlast the discomfort, outlast the version of yourself that wants to stop. If this made you reflect on what you stopped chasing, don't let it end here. Success isn't about talent, it's about habits and persistence over time. If you want more insights like this to help you think clearer and move forward, like and subscribe.